Carlos L. Grisby, From Floppy to the Cloud, August 17, 2014. From Floppy to the Cloud. This presentation will be discussing the evolution of an emerging technology moving from floppy disk to cloud storage. The obsolete technology that was found in a school's storage closet was a case of floppy disk. Introduced in 1971, the floppy disk made it possible to easily load updates and software onto mainframe computers. The 3.5-inch version, the emerging technology that has made the floppy disk obsolete is internet storage or cloud. Cloud is the process of saving data to an off-site system that is maintained by a host company. The data is accessible for any device that has internet connection. The need for this technology arose from the increased usage of personal laptops, smartphones, and tablets, where disk drives were not created. According to Dr. Thornburg, all emerging technologies move through the tetrad process. The following is a tetrad of the floppy disk. When created, the floppy disk enhanced and allowed for the transportation of data from computer to computer, making data portable. The usage of the floppy disk obsoleted the necessity for an individual to be tied to one computer or location for data. The origin of the data storage can be traced back to the Babylonian data package used many years ago to carry information from one area to another. This technology reverses itself by way of smaller devices with larger storage capabilities. Cloud storage. Cloud storage enhances users' capabilities to access, share, and collaborate with data from any device that has internet capability. The technology obsoletes the need for portable data storage devices such as floppy disk or flash drive because the data is stored over the internet. The technology is a retrieval of the Babylonian data package used to carry information from one town to another, and the reversal of this technology would include holographic storage systems. The 6 forces that drive emerging technology. The 6 forces are evolutionary technology, rhyme of history, disruptive technology, science fiction, increasing returns, and Red Queen. These forces will be examined to explain the emergence of both floppy disk and cloud storage and the obsolescence of the floppy disk in today's society. Evolutionary technology is a force that describes an emerging technology as a progression or growth of a previous technology. This process was a force into why the floppy disk emerged. The evolution of the computer continued to require smaller disk drives as the size reduced. With the invention of tablets and smartphones, the monitor was the only functioning part, meaning data storage will have to be carried out with a virtual device. With the 8-inch disk being used with the first computer, the cells of personal computer required less space, calling for a smaller computer. In order to keep pace, the diskette reduced to first the 5.5-inch model and then the 3.5-inch model to remain compatible with the invention of the laptop. As the sales of tablets increased and their function moved from personal to professional, the space needed for a disk drive was removed for a higher capacity hard drive, meaning virtual data storage was needed. Rhyme of history. Rhyme of history involves an emerging technology that is a fresh emergence of the impact felt many years from another technology. In 1725, Vasily Bachu perforated paper loop to store patterns for clothes They were then copied and used by several manufacturers. The floppy disk can be seen as a rhyme of history because, like the perforated paper, individuals stored data to be carried to other locations. As the need to carry increased formats of data arrived, cloud storage emerged, making floppy disks obsolete. Science fiction. The force of science fiction applies when new technology emerged from science-based science fiction. In 1951, Robert Heinlein wrote in the book Black Planets of a microwire that could store large amounts of data at any one time. Although this force could be used to explain cloud storage, it mostly described how the floppy disk was made obsolete due to the limited capacity that it could carry. Instead of the microwires, internet storage is maintained by a host company that is off-site from any one computer. Disruptive technology. Disruptive technology occurs when new technologies suddenly appear and creates a brand new way of thinking about a technology task. This force was not used in the emergence of the floppy disk nor internet storage. Increasing return. Increasing return occurs when a new technology emerges due to competition between two competing technologies. One technology is chosen and the other disappears. This was not a force in the emergence of the floppy disk nor internet storage. Both technologies were emerged and used with the computer being the main avenue for usage. And with each being compatible, increasing return was not the force behind the emergence. Red Queens. Red Queens occur when new technologies emerge because two technologies suddenly move ahead of a bunch of competitors because of their fierce competition. This was not a deciding force in the emergence of the floppy disk or internet storage. Although information was researched, there was no proof that this force was used in their emergence or obsolescence. This interview is with the decision maker for the Leland High School, Mr. Hosea Haywood, the principal. How you doing, Mr. Haywood?
Excellent, excellent. How about you?
I'm doing great. First of all, let me thank you for conducting this interview.
No problem.
My first question is, how long have you been with the Leland School District, and in what capacities have you served?
I've currently been with the Leland School District for approximately 1 year, starting my second year, and I served and currently serve as the principal for Leland High School.
Okay. My next question, what is your experience with the floppy disk drive in any form?
Wow. Floppy disk drive. Floppy disk used quite some time ago. We were using them for primarily to transfer information from one computer to the next. Documents mainly, saving documents to use from one computer to the next. But that's been some time ago.
Okay. You answered my second question for me, so let's move on to the next. Have you ever used a floppy disk for collaboration?
Yeah, we use them for like group lessons, where one teacher may save a lesson on a disk and then give it to another teacher. That teacher then uses that same information. If anyone has any ideas about how to improve instruction or things like that, they can then save that information and then use it to transfer it to another person. So we would collaborate that way using the disk.
Okay. What type of internet connection is mostly used in the school?
Mostly broadband with the Ethernet connection. Uh, we do have some wireless, but the wireless is used mainly by staff, but for student use, we have a regular broadband Ethernet connection.
Okay. Uh, I like the way you answered a couple of questions in one there. My next question would be, what department within the school do you feel will benefit from an update for data storage?
For an update of data storage, I would have to say our media center, um, our library and media center is where a lot of students go to um, pull down information, research. Right now, they can't really save a lot due to the restrictions that the district has. But I think that our media center will benefit more from it because they will give students greater access and greater means of saving data.
Okay, my last question. What methods are taken to keep teachers and students knowledgeable about current technology in education?
Well, we don't um, we don't train students directly, but we do train staff members on how to use technology, the latest uh, uses for integrated technology into the classroom, and then in turn the teachers then transfer that information to students. So right now we put on workshops to keep teachers abreast of all the technology changing, to teach them how to use it within each area, and our teachers then transfer that information to our students.
All right. Well, I'd like to thank you, Mr. Haywood, for doing this interview, and I'll be speaking with you later, sir.
All right, no problem.
The following interview will be taking place with Ms. Chandra Haywood. She'll be interviewed as the end user for the obsolete technology. She's currently the information and communication technology teacher in the Leland School District. Good afternoon, Ms. Haywood.
Hello.
My first question is, how long have you been with the Leland School District, and in what capacities have you served?
I have been with the Leland School District for 2 years, and I am the Information and Communication Technology teacher.
Okay. Question 2. What is your experience with the floppy disk drive in any form?
Well, I have previously used the floppy disk in high school, in college, and during my first 3 years of teaching.
Okay. Next question. What form of data storage is currently being used within the class?
Within my class, we use the network server as well as floppy disk, as well as flash drives.
Okay. What form of research outside of the classroom is used as a means of collaboration among the students?
Well, all of my students are enrolled in an online learning management system. This system enables them to communicate with each other in the classroom as well as out of the classroom using wikis and blogs.
Next question. What current form of data storage is used within the classroom with the students?
Again, my students use the flash drive as well as network servers. And this year, we're going to venture into the cloud as a form of storage.
What type of internet connection is used within the school?
Within the school, the main type of internet connection is through DSL, but there is Wi-Fi available.
Okay, I'm glad you mentioned Wi-Fi. With the Wi-Fi, is it password protected? And if so, who has knowledge of the password?
Yes, Wi-Fi is protected, and the only people with access to Wi-Fi are the administrators.
Okay. Last question. What is your experience with internet storage, such as the clouds?
Well, as far as myself, I've used the clouds to save all of my information. And again, my students will be venturing into using the clouds as a form of storage this school term.
If you don't mind, are there any particular networks that you use for clouds?
I have been using Dropbox as well as Google.
All right. Well, Ms. Haywood, thank you for doing this interview, and I'll be talking to you later. The following are the consent forms signed by Mr. Hosea Haywood and Ms. Chandra Haywood, both final consent and informing consent. Although internet storage is great for leisure usage, the technology itself is about 5 years from being fully emerged as a function of other internet utilities such as chat and email. There remains a human urge to hold their information close to them, and complete trust in a host company does not supply the confidence, touchability, and security that they feel is necessary to place classified information on a host site. The technology that could make clouds obsolete would be data sticks and holographic data storage. Data sticks involves updating computers that has ports where stickies can be placed and data can be moved from the sticky to the data screen. Holographic data storage involve holographic disks that are very durable and last up to 30 years.